What's on your mind?
Listen, so I've lived in multiple countries that have socialized medicine.
For example?
My wife lived, I was born and raised in Peru. I've also lived in Venezuela, and not Venezuela brought down to its knees by socialism, but Venezuela in the late 70s, early 80s. So, when they were flush with cash. I'll give you a perfect example. In Venezuela, my father died in a car accident. It wasn't an immediate death. He was conscious and alive after the accident, and they were going to take him to the socialized medicine hospital, which was 15 minutes away from the car accident. And he told them, no, take me to the clinic, to this clinic. And they said, that's 45 minutes away. You might not survive the ride. He said, take me because I won't survive the care at the socialized medicine hospital. My uncle.
Sounds like he died by his own decision.
No, he served. That was pretty heartless there, Tom. He died from massive internal injuries from the car accident that they could not keep up with. He had massive internal bleeding in basically every organ, and they were trying to close one up, and another one would start.
Sure. No, I get it. So Eddie, is your call to condemn socialized medicine here? What's your alternative for the United States?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, if socialized medicine is so wonderful, Tom, then there's no need for individual or private insurance policies, correct?
Well, first of all, let's define terms here, Eddie. I've worked in Peru and I've been in Venezuela, and both of those countries are insanely corrupt, and neither of them are considered, fully developed democracies. I'm trying to compare the American system to Canada, to Costa Rica, to European countries. Your wife lived where?
In the UK for 19 years.
Okay.
And here's the thing about socialized medicine.
You realize the UK has a longer lifespan than the United States.
If you have a cut, if you have a sprain, if you have a cold, socialized medicine is golden. It works perfectly. If you have anything that requires intensive care or prolonged care, that's a completely different bowl.
Every time somebody calls and does this riff, Eddie, I get all these calls from people, mostly Canadians, going, oh, that's a bunch of nonsense. But, let's look at socialized medicine in the United States. Socialized medicine is where the government actually... well, let me finish what I'm saying here. Because socialized medicine is where the government actually pays the doctors. The doctors are employees of the government. They work in hospitals that are built by the government and owned by the government. We have that system here. It's called the Veterans Administration. And it's the best care in the world.
I'm a veteran, Tom, and I'm here to tell you, no, it isn't.
All right.
I'm a veteran. I'm 80%.
So what's going to make you happy, Eddie?
What's going to make me happy is not to turn the United States into a socialist country.
The average American, we're already a socialized country. The average American is spending the average employer in the United States is spending $12,600 a year on health insurance for their employees. It's a fortune. No other country spends anything close to that. Canada spends around $6,000 per year per person.
And the quality of care that we get here is head and shoulders above anywhere else.
You got 27 million people who don't have health insurance.
Tom, answer my question.
Try to get an appointment with a specialist.
If socialized medicine is so good, then there is no need for health insurance companies in those countries. Correct?
No, there's always going to be people who want more service than what the government is offering.
Exactly. Who you see, how you tell in socialized medicine countries who is affluent, who is well off, is whether they have private insurance or not. If they have private insurance, they don't go to the hospital. They go to clinics. Clinic in outside of the United States, a clinic is a place that you go to when you have private insurance and can afford to go.
Rich people are always going to do this, Eddie. Rich people are always going to find some way to get better care, and there's always going to be people who are perfectly happy to take their money. What does that have to do with anything? It's like you're saying, oh, gee, look at this. You've got Harvard University. It's a private school. It does wonderful education. Therefore, we should just shut down all the state schools in the United States because that's socialized education. You're not making sense, Eddie.
School system, our education system is horrible.
Okay.
Horrible.
All right. So, Eddie, move back to Venezuela, please.
No, I think you know.
Then why are you staying here? You hate this country.
I don't hate this country. I love this country.
You're telling me how terrible it is.
I'm trying to keep it from becoming a socialist fucking mud.
Okay, I'm sorry. We cannot use that kind of language on the air. It's like this is. I don't know why. Right wingers always resort to profanity when they're losing arguments. It's tragic. Anyway.